got a chance to see Season 2, Episodes 1 through 4 of Wednesday. Jenna returns as the titular character. Is it worth the watch? Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes of Wednesday. Let me know if you've seen them already or if you haven't. I'm not going to really delve too far into any spoilers here. So if you just kind of want to get a general idea of what these 4 episodes are about, we can definitely talk about that here. Of course, the original series was based loosely on, I guess, his life of Charles Addams. I guess that's how he saw his family. That was pretty funny. Of course, I grew up on the original Addams Family, the reruns. And there was a lot to like about that. Then there was a cartoon of it later on. And of course, then in the early 2000s, Angelica Houston and Raul Julia returned to the characters as well. And I believe it was Christopher Lloyd who played Uncle Fester. Of course, he also has a small role here as a floating head in a jar that rides around on a motorized wheels or whatever. It's pretty ingenious, really. I find that character pretty funny. So the question is this worth the watch? Is it as good as the first season? And we're going to get into that right now, but I do want to talk about the characters and how they're counterparted to the original season. Of course, we have a couple of people that are not returning, like Gwendolyn from Game of Thrones, where, you know, her character was killed in the first movie, Gwendolyn Christie, because she played the principal. So now we have a new principal named Barry Dort. He's Principal Dort, who's Steve Buscemi. So that is really one of our newest characters in here. And where Gwendolyn Christie's character was a little bit more loving and caring and nurturing, this guy here, he's got a agenda. So he's coming in with an agenda to raise money, and he's going to use the Addams to do it. So that's the storyline we have there. And how to do that, we have to get Morticia's mother to come in, and they're kind of estranged. They don't do very well with one another. But on top of that, we have Bianca, who is a siren, that he's kind of entrusted her to woo through her siren voice, Morticia, to invite her mother in. So that's one storyline that we have going on. So obviously when Jenna Ortega's character Wednesday returns to Nevermore, which is the name of the school, she is looked on as a hero because she was able to figure out who the Hyde was and help put him behind bars and things to that effect. So Enid, who is played by Emma Myers, very well played by Emma Myers. Of course, she was also from Minecraft. I didn't get a chance to see Minecraft, but I know she's in there. And she's jealous of the fact that Jenna Ortega's character has a bunch of a fan club now. And she has now dumped the Gorgon guy and has more embraced her wolf pack and is dating somebody, I think his name is Bruno or something like that, from the wolf pack. I do like the fact that she has multicolored nails, and when she elongates her claws, they're all still multicolored. I think that's pretty funny. I love how Tim Burton kind of leans into the stuff that he makes ridiculous. But one of the other main characters that we have is Agnes. And Agnes is one of the groupies, one of the fan club, and I think probably she is the most interesting of all the new characters. I think, and she is played extremely well by an actress that barely has anything in her. She has like maybe 5 credits, and like one of them is like a short. So, and I think she was able to really nail this and create the character of her own. And her name is Evie Templeton. But again, I can't point to anything that she's done because I don't recognize any of it. She does have like an episode here, an episode there of things that I don't recognize. But I thought she did really well with this. She's able to match Wednesday's character to a certain degree. I do love the scene where Fester discovers her because she turns invisible. That's her deal. She turns invisible. But he recognizes that somebody's there anyway, and he fries her, and her hair is all like this. And that makeup department did a really, really, really good job of doing that. This, of course, is created by, I know that Tim Burton's name is in there, but really the writers here are Alfred Gough and Miles Millar, who are writing partners. So they've written everything that is together. And they did Beetlejuice, which I was not a huge fan of. Spider-Man 2, which is really, really good. Smallville, which is also very well received. Charlie's Angels, that died a very quick death. And one of my favorite series, Into the Badlands. So they're kind of a hit and miss group, but they have a lot of hits as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, they return, and I don't know if Tim Burton's directing too many of these, but I think he is directing a couple. But either way, his stamp is all over it, very obviously so, and he's perfect for doing Addams Family. He's just perfect for it. He's got that macabre sense of humor where he's able to inject some of the stuff into Wednesday's dialogue. I don't think Wednesday's dialogue with the little quips is as good as season 1. I think that they kind of stretch at certain times. What I do like is that they brought the family fully into this season where it wasn't before. Anyway, before I go on with the rest of it, remember too that I'm a writer myself, and remember to give me a like, subscribe, and share this video out there as well to help me grow the channel out. And as I said, I am a writer, so you can definitely go to Amazon.com and type my name in, or there's a link in the description below. My 4-novel quadrilogy, my sci-fi, is all on there, called Destiny Aurora, of which I'm actually wearing the shirt. And it's a fun series. It has a bunch of twists and turns, especially in the first one. It was turned into a graphic novel, a board game, an RPG. It's also on Audible. And all my books are on Kindle, including my YA fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor the Iron Witch. So if you're into dragons and magic systems and things like that, you're going to love that one. It's also behind me. And then my new comic called Fairy Tales of Terror. We have a bunch of different covers on that one. It's about to launch on Kickstarter as soon as I finish the film I'm working on right now. So I'm going to launch that in probably a week and a half. And very excited for that one. We have a Psycho Cinderella. We have a Captain Hook that has a huge hook killing people running around New York City. And we have Tiger Lily from Neverland chasing them down. So it's lots of fun, not to be taken too seriously, but there is some blood and gore in it and all that stuff that you'd kind of want to expect. And there is a little mystery involved as well. It's going to be lots of fun. Go to the QR code here to sign up. I have over 550 people watching for it right now. And there's also a link in the description below as well. All right, so let's jump back into Wednesday Season 2. Jenna Ortega was made for this role. I mean, I can't see... It was kind of like Hugh Jackman for Wolverine, even though he was taller than the character that was actually in the comics. Jenna Ortega takes this and just runs with it. She makes it her own. without going against canon. I think she stays within canon and really, really embraces it. As much as I like Christina Ricci's version of it, I think that Jenna Ortega actually does a better job. Of course, they do take this into the full direction of the original. They don't ignore the first season. They tie it in, which I also like about the writing on this, is that they do tie everything into the first season. So we do see the Hyde guy in here. We also see Christina Ricci's character in here. And I forgot the woman's name from Westworld, but she's in here too as a head of the asylum, I gotta say, but I can't remember her name. But if I find it, I'll let you know. Also, Anthony Michael Hall makes a stand in here as well. I love the fact that he is so versatile. So versatile. Of course, he started out as a child actor and has done he's had such an amazing career. He's done TV series. He was just in Reacher. He did Pretty in Pink. And now he's doing all these little shows as well. I really applaud him for being so versatile. I gotta say, he's just really good. Anyway, so let's jump back into the other characters and the family, which is where I wanted to go back to. So the family side, Catherine Zeta-Jones was a really good pick, I thought, for Morticia. When I was a kid, I always loved the fact that we never knew if Morticia actually had feet. Because she always wore this dress that had almost like tentacles around it, and she just kind of shuffled, so we never saw if the actual tentacles were actually part of her body or were a dress. And we don't get that here at all. We know that she has legs because we actually do a sparring match between the two, a sword fight with rapiers. And I thought that was really good between her and Jenna Ortega. I'm not going to tell you who wins, who loses, or anything like that, but I thought that the scene was really good. And what is up with the behind-the-scenes stuff of Jenna Ortega having absolutely no eyebrows? Did she burn them off accidentally? Somebody tell me, what the hell happened to her eyebrows at all the behind-the-scenes red carpet pictures? I have no idea what the hell happened. It's just the weirdest thing that she has no eyebrows. But I love the fact that Catherine Zeta-Jones is getting a far bigger role here, because she does play the character very well, and I do like the fact that they kind of, if they had to show that she had legs, then I do like the fact that she has a swath of red in her dresses now. I kind of like that as far as the costume department is going. Also, what was kind of funny, I was looking at one scene, and I'm like, I know who that is. I'm like, who is that? It's a very small one-scene role by Haley Joel Osment. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing in here? And of course, he's from Sixth Sense. But, Thandie Newton. Thandie Newton is the one from Westworld that has a pretty major role in here as the asylum head. So, yes, almost everybody's recognizable because everybody wants to work with Tim Burton. Who doesn't? The guy is just amazing. But the one part I thought that was not cast well, and I said this in the first season review as well, and that's Luis Guzman. I don't dislike him as an actor, but he is not Gomez. He's just not. And even in the original, where the guy was a little shorter than the woman playing Morticia in the original series, he was still suave and fun and all these things. And you can see how she kind of fell for him because he was almost very childlike, but loved to have fun, but he loved his family, and he still was a good-looking guy. Then they did the cartoon, and they made Gomez a short little guy, which is what I think that why they cast Luis Guzman, but it just didn't match. Even in the cartoons, it really did. I think that because the cartoons was a different medium, they were looking to make the character different. Raul Julia matched that perfectly. He did a really good job in the 2001 movies. Amazing job. He did it. He was able to capture that suave yet childlike essence that is what made Gomez Gomez. But I don't get that with Luis Guzman. And then I have, because Luis Guzman, man, he is not a good looking guy. He is just not. He's pretty freaking ugly. So he's got that against Catherine Zeta-Jones. It just doesn't work, man. It doesn't work at all. And then, the original Gomez was not fat. And again, they went back to the cartoons where he was, overweight or just stout, just very stout. But then Raul Julia wasn't overweight either. I don't know why it baffles me how we got all this great casting and then we get to Gomez and you're just kind of scratching your head going, what? He's not suave. He's not childlike. When he portrays the character, he just comes off weird. He doesn't come off naive at all. It just comes off weird. And I really wish they could recast him. Again, I don't dislike his acting in other roles. He just does not match this particular role. So jumping on to a couple of the plot threads that we're seeing here. So I love the throwback of the birds. I really have we haven't seen there was never a remake of the Birds from the 60s. And I always thought that was the Birds is a pretty scary movie. I think there is a little bit of that here, of course, not taken to the full Hitchcock side of things, but there is that element here, and I really like it. So we got this crow that has this big bulging eye. It has a red swath on his face, and those are basically the villains in this. And I really, really like that. But anyway, there's that mystery. But she's having these visions, and then she loses the ability to have those visions, meaning Wednesday. So she is lost now because she's not able to do the amount of investigative stuff that she wants to do. And on top of that, she saw a vision of Enid getting killed and her getting blamed for it by Enid herself or Enid's spirit or whatever. And I think this really adds to Wednesday's character because of the fact that she's not telling Enid about the vision, and she's trying to protect. This whole thing is about protecting Enid because of their friendship. But if she says, he says, well, we're not friends, I don't have any friends, blah, blah, blah. But meanwhile, she's going out of her way, putting herself in danger into trying to save her friend. And she's more using Agnes along the way to help her save Enid, even though Enid and Agnes are not getting along at all, which is really great. All that whole dynamic is really, really great. So in some ways, I like this better than Season 1, but in other ways, it's lacking something that Season 1 had. But on top of that, we also have Pugsley now joining the class of one class down from hers. So that's another reason why, the parents are more involved this time, is because they have both kids here now. And Pugsley is, of course, trying to figure out how to not only fit in, but, how to make some things his own. And then we have a zombie situation that kind of falls into that. So that's another storyline going on. So there's a whole bunch of different little threads going all over the place. And I like the throwaway episodes that don't go into anything with doing the camping, where the Boy Scouts or whatever else are getting involved, and they have that little event to see who was going to stay and who wasn't. I even like that quite a bit. So it has a lot of charm to it. The charm is still there. And again, there's a lot of stuff I like better, and there's some stuff I don't like as much as from the thing. But I like how it's all interconnected with the original, with the first season, and it looks like it's already going to have a third season. There's only 4 episodes left of it, and I just really think the weakest part is Luis Guzman as Gomez. I think that is the weakest part of the entire season, both seasons. But we don't see much of him in the first season, where now we see him quite a bit, and every time he's on screen, I'm like, you're just not him, man. You're just not him. But overall, I love it. There's a lot to like in this. I still love the mystery portion of it. The guy who plays Uncle Fester, again, he's not quite there, but I like him for the most part. But there's something off about him that isn't the same as the original. But I'm fine with him. And I like the stuff that they're doing with him in the asylum. I thought all that was really good because he's helping Wednesday try to figure things out. Really, really good stuff, I thought. I think they got... I like all the little teeny storylines that are kind of branching out from each individual character. And I think Thing has a bigger role here than ever before. And they're really humanizing this hand. They forget his birthday. He's upset, stuff like that. They give him a little dollhouse to live in. Again, really, really good stuff. If you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest watching it. It's just fun. I think it's just a fun little show, and I just think that the writers really get it, and you couldn't have picked, for the most part, a better cast. So that's it for me. Remember to give me a like and subscribe. I'm going to give this probably an 8.5 out of 10, which that's pretty high for me. I'm hoping that it sticks to landing in the next 4 episodes. Anyway, definitely share this video out there. Give me a like and subscribe. And if you can, check out my stuff on Amazon. Just type my name in or his link in the description below. And definitely sign up for Fairy Tales of Terror on Kickstarter right now, and you'll get notified about when we launch in a week or so, week and a half. QR code is here, and the link in the description below as well. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, have a great week.